All right, pick your next subject.
I'm going to go with second grade science.
Second grade science. Correct answer adds 1,000 to your total. Here's the question. Water vapor that turns to liquid on the outside of a cold glass has just undergone which of the following? Condensation, evaporation, sublimation. Water vapor that turns to liquid on the outside of a cold glass has just undergone which of the following? Condensation, evaporation, sublimation. TJ has locked in his answer. What are you thinking?
I'm thinking, well, evaporation is when water goes into a gas. So I'm going to go with A, condensation, and I'm going to lock that in.
Locking in condensation. Madison, you were grinning at her answer. Why?
Because I said A, condensation.
Oh, you said the same thing, condensation.
Okay.
You're grinning too. Did you say condensation as well?
Yes, I did, John.
All right.
Seems to be the popular answer. The correct answer is A, condensation, another $1,000. Let's keep it going.
Let's keep it going.
Okay, where to next?
Measurements. All right, let's go with third grade measurements.
Third grade measurements. Get it right, you'll have $5,000. Here's the third grade question. How many total cups of lemonade does Jane need to completely fill a pitcher that has a volume of 1.5 quarts? How many total cups of lemonade does Jane need to completely fill a pitcher that has a volume of 1.5 quarts? Okay, TJ has locked in his answer.
Well, I know that there are 4 cups in 1.5 quarts, so that's 2. So I'm going to say 6 cups and locking it in.
Locking in 6. I'm a little worried about Jane because normally don't you fill cups from a pitcher instead of filling the pitcher from cups? Doing the whole thing backwards.
Hard work.
But if she filled that pitcher up, you know how many cups she would need? 6. You're exactly right. $5,000 is the only one. Pick a subject. Let's turn 10,000 into 25.
What are you good at?
Earth science, definitely.
Are you really good at earth science? Okay. I'm gonna go with third grade earth science.
Earth science. A third grade question. The $25,000 question is, granite is an example of what type of rock? Igneous, sedimentary, or metamorphic? Granite is an example of what type of rock? Igneous, sedimentary, or metamorphic? Igneous, sedimentary, or metamorphic? Markey has locked in her answer.
All right.
Geology good for you?
Yeah, well, not this part, apparently.
Not this part.
Yeah. All right.
Well, I mean, I understand because this is pretty advanced. This is third grade now, so.
I'm getting up there. All right, so granite is like a really nice rock. All the rich people have it in their house. Hopefully I have granite something someday. And when I look at granite, it looks like a bunch of various rocks put together, and I think that's sedimentary. And I don't know, I mean, Lord Almighty. All right, so come on, Josh, you can do this. All right, here's what I'm gonna do. I am going to peek at her answer. That's what I'm going to do.
And do me a favor. Do not take her answer for granted, all right? That was good, wasn't it? Come on, give me just a little bit on that one. The question is, granite is an example of what type of rock? Igneous, sedimentary, or metamorphic? Markey said igneous. You were thinking sedimentary, right?
Yeah, it was. All right. I am going to go with A, igneous. Oh, God, I'm so nervous.
You went against your gut. You trusted a 10-year-old. Smart move. She's right. You got $25,000.
You rock, thank you so much.
All right, Josh. No matter what happens, you got $25,000.
I'm loving it. Yes.
That's a pretty good trip to Vegas already.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
What's your favorite game in Vegas?
Oh, you know, I'm learning craps, and I love it.
They love people like you. That's why they have all those big hotels, is people like you that are learning how to play craps.
True.
You better take more than $25,000. Let's double it. Pick a question. Let's get $50,000.
Measurements?
Measurement is mine.
All right, you know what? I am pretty good at measurements, and I just feel good, and I'm gonna go 4th grade measurements.
4th grade measurements. The $50,000 question is coming up when we come back. Welcome back to Are You Smarter Than a 5th Grader? Our contestant, Josh Arnold, has $25,000. He's playing for $50,000. You selected 4th grade measurements. The $50,000 question is, Kyle is 4 inches taller than Alana. If Alana is 4 feet 2 inches tall, then how many inches tall is Kyle? Kyle is 4 inches taller than Alana. If Alana is 4 feet 2 inches tall, then how many inches tall is Kyle?
Okay.
If you need to take your shoes off, that's okay
No,
too.
I really might, but you wouldn't want to see that.
Marky has finished the math problem and locked in.
Okay.
You nervous, Josh?
Well, yes, I am, because I just feel like I know this one, and I'm second-guessing myself because it's so easy, and that's why I counted about 30 million times. So I'm just gonna do it out loud once so we can do this, and I can talk to myself. So stop
Okay.
laughing at me, everybody.
Let me take a seat. All
All
right.
right. Alana is 4 feet 2 inches tall. So she is 10, 20, 30, 40, 2, 4, 6, 8. That's 48 inches tall she is, plus 2, that's 50. So she is 50 inches tall. Kyle is 4 inches taller than her, so that would make Kyle 54 inches tall. So, Kyle, hi, you are 54 inches tall.
Okay. Here's how the save works. If you answer incorrectly and she answers correctly, she can save you, okay?
Okay.
Let's see what she said. She said 54
All right,
inches.
hey.
She can't save you.
Oh.
But she doesn't have to. You're right. She got $50,000. Look at this, Karl. You're off to a perfect start. You've got $5 grand. I've got 20,000 still on the board. You need to pick another classmate right now.
I'm gonna go with Antonio.
Antonio, come on up.
Do it, buddy.
Okay, please pick another subject.
History!
I'm gonna go with 4th grade math.
4th grade math, you say?
Yes, sir.
Is that okay with you? Sounds good to me. Get it right, you'll have 12,500. Here's the question. If Jane travels in a high-speed train moving at 520 miles an hour for 3.5 hours, how many miles has she traveled? If Jane travels in a high-speed train moving at 520 miles an hour for 3.5 hours, how many miles has she traveled? Antonio has locked in his answer.
If Jane travels in a high-speed train moving at 520 miles an hour for 3.5 hours, how many miles has she traveled? So, in the first hour, she will go 1,560 miles. Half of 520 is 260. So I have to add 260 to 1,560, and that's the answer. 260, 0, 8. 1,880 miles. I'm locking it in.
First of all, if Jane was traveling at 520 miles an hour for 3.5 hours, I got to think her lips are wrapped around her ears at that point. Yes. You said 3 hours at 520 would be 1,560. Okay. Then a half hour would be
Is
260.
of that, 260.
So 1,560 plus 260 is what?
1,880.
Let's take a look at the board and see what Antonio said. Antonio said 1,820. See his math right above that. When you add the 6 and the 6, you don't get an 8, you get a 2.
It's all right.
1820. Well, good job, Antonio. You were so close on that.
Close.
Not to worry, still a lot of money. 4 subjects remain. What next, Karl?
Fourth grade health.
I'm gonna go with fourth grade health.
Fourth grade health. For 7,500, the fourth grade health question is this. What scientist is credited with developing the world's first safe and effective vaccine for polio in the 1950s? What scientist is credited with developing the world's first safe and effective vaccine for polio in the 1950s? Antonio's locked in his answer.
I have an idea, but I'm gonna take a peek. I'm gonna lock in a peek.
Pete. What is your idea?
I can visualize the word in my head, but I can't articulate it at the current moment. So,
In other words, you have no idea.
but it's one of those things, if I saw it,
If you saw
and
it, maybe,
correct,
maybe it would
I would
spring
know
something.
it.
Okay, we'll take a look at the board. Antonio said he thinks the answer is Salk. What are you thinking?
That's not what was in my head. Golly. I am going to go ahead and trust him and take his answer. Salk, locking it in.
The scientist's first name was Jonas. His last name was actually Brothers. Jonas Brothers. No, not really.
You're terrible. You are terrible.
His first name was Jonas, but Antonio, his last name was Salk. You've got 75.